Thank you for tuning in to the Survivor Not By Chance podcast. We discuss survivor stories from all walks of life with guests who have turned their traumatic experiences into inspirational stories. The show is for entertainment purposes only. We do not claim to be medical professionals, nor do we give medical advice. Let's get started. Come on in and enjoy the show.
Let's meet Asia Carroll, host of Survivor Not By Chance podcast. Asia is the author of The Pressures of Becoming a Diamond. She is a life coach here to help you through life's issues. Asia is also a psychic medium. Let her dive into your future. Contact Asia at www.survivornotbychance.com.
Welcome to Survivor Not By Chance podcast. I'm so excited for today's show. Thank you all for being here, to all of my viewers on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and all of my audio listeners. I appreciate each and every one of you. Please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Click the notification bell so that you don't miss any of the shows. We have so many shows that are going to come up soon. I have a show that's going to air on Sunday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We have a new show that's going to be, it's just like a special edition, really. I also have an episode next week that's going to air on Tuesday. That show, you don't want to miss that show. It's going to be so phenomenal. And so it is Sexual Assault Awareness Month, and I want to acknowledge each and every individual who may have been assaulted sexually. I just want to let you know that your voices are heard. Your voices need to be heard. We need to speak up about different things that have happened to us. I was born as a result of sexual assault. I was also sexually assaulted when I was a child as well as an adult. And it is something that happens to so many people. It is not your fault if something like this happened to you. There are different places that you can reach out to get help. There are sexual assault hotlines that you can reach out to in order to get assistance. You are not alone. So I just want to introduce today's guest. Today's guest is Ché Diyvn. I met her, I think, maybe a year ago. I'm not exactly for sure, but she is so phenomenal. She is a medium. She is dope, y'all. I don't want to just go ahead and give too much, but instead of me giving the reading today like I normally do for the collective, I'm going to let Ché go ahead and use her talents and gifts and give us a strong message from Spirit today. So Ché Diyvn, thank you for joining, Queen.
Hi, I'm so honored, and that intro, Asia, was so beautiful. Thank you for sharing and being transparent. I love that. That is a part of the work I do. Before I get into the message, I do want to introduce myself to y'all. Of course, I am Ché Diyvn. I am a spiritual advisor, a mentor, a counselor, a medium. So a lot of the work that I believe we did meet a little over a year ago.
Yeah.
Our work is aligned similarly. I like to connect people with their ancestors. I specialize more so in ancestral work and inner child work, but I am aligned with women, specifically women of color, and our healing the trauma in the sacral especially. So I'm honored to be here. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for agreeing to be here.
The message, y'all, it's beautiful. It kind of ties into this as well, what we just talked about, but for the sake of quickness, I didn't shuffle here, but we have nakedness, and then we have feeling safe. And this is from the African Goddess Rising Oracle. I have a playing card too, because I like to do with cartomancy. But we'll get to that after, because this is what's like the basis of the message. So with Mami Wata, who is nakedness, and Tituba, who is feeling safe. Nakedness is about peeling back those layers to self and getting comfortable with who you are at your core. Not the many masks we wear for work, for this group of friends, for that group of friends, and then family, and then who we are when we're around ourselves. But it is fully being ourselves, allowing those layers to peel back like an onion and being able to see that smoothness. How it's still beautiful. It's like, I didn't expect it to be so many layers, but look at you at your core. It's really just allowing us to take the time. This is like a slower time, especially with the energy in the cosmos, but a time for us to move slower and be gentler with ourselves. Even how Tishaba is sitting by herself, holding herself, and is feeling safe. We have to be completely solidified in ourselves before we can expect anyone.
Are you there, Ché? Okay, what
I'm
happened?
sorry. I think my
No, no
connection went
worries. Go ahead, Queen.
with this message, it is just really speaking for us to just be solidified with who we are to our core. No more changing, no more hiding, no more running, because the most youest of you is what people will really love. When you fully embrace you, that's when you allow the people who are most aligned with you to come, not the people who only know you when you're happy, or the people who only resonate with you when you're running out and doing things out of anger or things out of unhealed trauma. But when you can bear yourself fully and accept yourself fully, what a beautiful thing it is, because you can attract other people who accept that the same way. And along with that, it goes into the support. The Five of Diamonds represents unexpected success, unexpected support. Five is a number of change, but it's
Yes.
also in business. Diamonds represent physical changes. So for those who are looking to do things differently for their business, those of you who are just looking to do things differently to find your direction, like I feel like there are some people who are trying to find a specific purpose. When you allow yourself to bear and be naked, energetically just be naked and let all of those walls down, like I said, it starts with you accepting you. That's when all of those changes will come. When you just sit still and you rest and enjoy the garden that you've grown through all of your healing already, the garden that your ancestors are already helping you, they pass this on to you, and this is soil that you worked so hard to till. That's when blessings can come in unexpectedly and rain down on you. So that's the guidance that I have for y'all. I'm excited for all of us and happy that was such a beautiful message.
Ché, that was amazing. Oh my goodness, that resonates with me for sure. So we're talking about how do you find out what your purpose is? And literally the message is aligned with what we're going to discuss. And so it's a couple of Facebook users that said, hello, peace and blessings, goddess, Ashe, thanks, queen. Thank you so much for joining and watching. I appreciate each and every one of you. And so, Ché, you said some amazing things, especially when it comes to the being naked. Okay. So in order for us to find our purpose, we have to get into a vulnerable state. How do you guide your clients in becoming vulnerable and pulling those layers of that onion back?
Ooh, I like that. Oh, I love that question actually. So my work is based tightly from my own story. So I had to get comfortable with peeling back those layers, no matter how ugly it got, no matter how uncomfortable it got. I had to get comfortable. So when my clients come to me, there's already a layer and just a foundation of comfortability, of full acceptance, and just the basis of love. Because I'm not coming when I'm speaking with a client or anything like that. I'm not coming just from here. I'm coming from there, or I'm coming from your ancestors. So when I'm allowing spirit to fully use me, I'm giving you the same love that spirit will give you, the same support, the same encouragement, because I see you through the same lenses that spirit does. Regardless of what feels mucky, what you may think is icky, or maybe she shouldn't see that side, I'm gonna see it all anyway, but I'll accept it regardless, because we are, we're already at where we need to be on our journey. To encourage my clients, I like to, like I said, lead by example, because it helps them to do it. We ain't gonna get straight in there like just, pulling it back. You don't jump straight to the onion and just pull it. We don't do it the lazy way. We're gonna take our time. So as I continue to, there's a lot of things I tend to feel already, especially when it comes to questions that people don't really want to ask. I can feel it, but I won't press it out of you. I won't pry it out of you. I'll let it come up naturally and let you know this is a space for you to be safe in. A lot of us don't know what safety feels like, and a lot of my clients do not know what that feels like. So that is an easy way I've learned to just facilitate this, because as a reader, we're not just readers. We really are counselors. We are therapists. There's a lot that we do along with it. So just giving them the safe space and letting them know, I see you fully. And all of you still deserves to be loved. All of you still deserves to be supported. Even if I'm correcting you, it's out of love. It's because I want to see you keep going up and keep seeing you elevate. But I still gotta let you know it's real. But I'd like to give them more of a comfortable space to be able to do so. And we work our way to that. Take my time with them and let them know, if you can't be safe with yourself, that's something that we should start with. If you are not comfortable even expressing this about yourself, we don't have to always put our trauma on full display. But if we're not comfortable in our bodies with even expressing who we are as people, that's where we can slow down and be like, you know what? Let's start with the first layer. We got to get all the way to 16. Let's just start here. And we'll keep working towards that. And I've noticed that once I peel back that first layer, they're able to start doing it on their own and finding I love that collective message was about that.
Yes.
Because they're doing the same thing. They're able to start peeling it back, and they'll tell me like, hey, I learned this about me, or, that message was really, really good. Because, it even takes time afterwards, even if the message can resonate right then and there, even a month down the line, we'll get that full 2020 perspective on it. Even as readers, we can have the same thing where it's like, wow, this is what she was talking about. So I'll have them even telling me like, today I did some mirror work, or today I danced naked in the mirror for the first time, and I feel so good about myself, or I woke up and told myself 3 things I love about myself. Those are ways to peel back the layers. So I like to give them a solid foundation, and we continue to work with each other. Like I said, we're like therapists. So, you don't just book me and then I don't see you anymore. We're going to follow up. We're going to make sure you're healing. We're going to make sure you're growing, and not only that, thriving. So
yes, I love that. I do that with my clients as well. And I try to explain to people, when you're going to get a reading, be sure that you're getting it from someone who is authentic, someone who is listening specifically from source, opposed to someone who is just reading the actual cards. Because it's a huge difference. Most readers who are authentic, they're going to follow up with you. They're going to check on you and see how you're doing. They're going to give you things to do after, okay? Because you're going to get homework. When you're dealing with someone who is getting information from source, they're going to give you homework in order for you to work on yourself. And a lot of times when you're getting readings or you're getting a spiritual counseling, literally you're getting information to peel those layers back so you can find your purpose. Okay. It's just to find your purpose. So Ché, if you want to just give us a little glimpse of your story in regards to how you led to where you are in finding your purpose.
Okay. So for me, my journey was a little different than traditional people's, how theirs went. I was not aware of a lot of what I was doing, and like the names for a lot of the things I was doing. I came into claircognizance years before I started reading, and I didn't know what it was. It was like, I would be the friend that people always came to for advice, and somehow I just always had a bird's eye view of a situation, or I would easily be able to say like, yeah, you are right to be upset, but you did do this. I was able to see it a lot clearer. And especially without having my emotions tied to it. I was able to tell people a lot about their trauma and how it was tied to things from their family. I thought I was just a friend that gave good advice. But I ended up moving back home, and that's when I started setting up my altar. This was in the fall of 2019, I believe. And I finally set up my altar for the first time. Again, I didn't know fully what I was doing until I actually set up my altar. But I had a crawl space in my room, and I was like, this is going to be my prayer room, because I was raised Christian. I'm like, this is just going to be my prayer room, my sacred space. And little did I know, I was being prepared to finally establish this connection with my ancestors. And from there, I was able to continuously grow. I met another woman who did readings and stuff, and she was like, you have a very beautiful gift. You have a strong gift. And I'm like, thank you. I think I'm just the homegirl that gives real good advice, but you want me, like she asked me, she said, I think you should be a reader. And that was not long before you and I met. And she was like, yeah, I think you should start reading. I was like, okay. And from there, it was just like, with or without tools, it was just like always just like really, it just really took off pretty fast. And from the ego's perspective, it's like, listen, girl, we just started doing this. What do you mean? What do you mean? But it's like through the healing, that's where the gifts were able to show up and they were able to come. And I've always known, even in the natural, the more mundane world, I wanted to help people. And like I said, my heart is very much specifically with Black women. I love everyone. I love the collective, but I know that we need us the most. And that's where my heart has always been. So to be able to move into this, and you know that you in your purpose when it feels good, not just in your mind, not just in your heart, but on a soul level. And I remember I was riding to my 9 to 5. The spirit had told me to quit with my brother. And I said, I love what I do. And that's how I know that this is what I should be doing. I'm like, when your soul is happy, it's different. When your soul is like happy, and it's a lightness that you get from seeing how you are truly saving lives. Because like you said, Asia, real diviners, real readers, real advisors, we are not just going to tell you, yeah, girl, you know what? You have been pretty sad. You have been going through some things. I'm going to tell you results on how we can fix this, how we can mend this. What's the root of this? How can we get, past this roadblock? Not just I see it, but I want to see, like I said, I want to see you elevate. I want to see you grow. So my journey has been heavily tied to my transparency through my own traumas, the things that I've healed from, the things that I've gone through. There's a lot that I've.
Are you still there, Queen? Okay, while we're waiting for Ché's internet to come back
Just a
in,
little
a
bit.
couple of Facebook users, no worries. A couple of Facebook users said, "Love that. Yes, we need us the most. Yes, they are feeling you, Queen. Go ahead, Ché."
I'm sorry, y'all. StreamYard has not been my friend. My
It's
Wi-Fi is good, but I'm sorry.
okay.
But yeah, just to keep it pretty concise, my transparency. I was actually even told by one of my ancestors and a reader who met one of my ancestors that through my transparency, I'm going to show people how to heal their emotions, how to be more in touch with their emotions, not be afraid to get in those deep waters and not be afraid to do that. So through my own healing, like I said, I have this natural comfortability and a safer energy for people. So that's what really, like I said, my journey has been different. There's a lot of things that I've been through that I definitely don't look like. You would never be
Right.
able to guess. But that's what really has shifted me to my purpose, is allowing God to lead for the most part. Because even when I was a Christian, I was devout with, allowing God to just take the wheel on a lot of things, and open to just growing, open to change, open to, surrendering, even though, when you say you want it, it's a little bit harder when you actually in the act of it, but allowing spirit to really direct it. And one piece of advice I want to say when it comes to finding your purpose is to be patient. There is nothing that you are missing. There is nothing that is for you that is meant to be on your journey that will ever, 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 ever miss you.
Yes, you said some amazing things. One thing that stood out to me the most was you use your transparency in regards to your journey to help your clients. And that makes you so much more relatable. That draws people to you because they can see your progress. They can see how much you're developing. They can see how well you're doing spiritually and physically and financially and overall. So that I think is awesome. We're so similar.
We are.
We're so similar. And the other thing that stood out to me was that you were stating that you always felt you had a gift, but just knowing how to cultivate it. You thought it was just giving advice, but you were really good at it. And so, like, how do you use things that you're really good at to walk into your purpose?
So like I said, even though with me not being aware, like I said, the number one thing you can do is to allow spirit to lead. So I was happy to wake up being a changed woman every day. I didn't know how it was happening. I didn't know that I was going to sleep in, because I was open to different changes. I was open to being a better person than my ancestors, and spirit was able to do that rapid repair, that DNA level repair on me while I was asleep.
Yeah.
And waking up and, like I said, seeing how, not just, oh my God, they love to come to me with the tea and tell me about the problems. No, I love that I can help my friends get along better. I love that I can help them understand their lives better and be able to see, like, you know what? At the time, I'm like, I'm just the friend that gives advice, but we can look up, resources for you to get therapy, resources for you to receive counseling, and just surrendering to how spirit wants it to go and being at peace with being in that present moment consistently is what will really bring you more into your purpose. Like I said, nothing will leave you just because you got that gift. We don't have to sit down like, okay, I gotta figure out how to do this and how to do that. Your intuition, of course, is a muscle. We'll work it, we flex it. Our gifts, the more we use them, the more they open up. So the more you're open to being that vessel, to being someone that's going to help your friends, even if you don't notice it's that, but being open to helping your friends and being like, what, that's something that you probably got from your mom, or because of your relationship with your mom, it came from this. It'll grow.
Yes, I love that. And one of the Facebook users says DNA repair is vital. Awesome testimony. Yes, it is. Yes, it absolutely is. And so when we are working with our inner selves, okay, and we're learning how to heal our inner selves, we have to reach out for help sometimes. And so an intuitive reader, a medium, a psychic, whatever you call us, is primarily the same thing, okay? And what we do is we help you get to your next step in your journey. We're not trying to predict the entire future. We're only here to give you messages that you can handle right now in this moment.
Listen, because you said that alone, Asia. You said a lot with that alone. Because like I said, the messages, like we can tell you it now for a situation that happened a week ago, and a month down the line, you'll be able to see how I connected it to what your mom and her mom passed down to you. You'll be able to see it a lot clearer, maybe a month, 6 months, maybe even a year.
Yes, it will always come back to your memory. And so if you are watching this show and you're trying to figure out your purpose, you're trying to figure out your calling, you're trying to figure out, like, why am I here? Why am I on earth? What is it meant for me to do? In order for you to find out what's meant for you, you have to go within. You can't find out what's meant for you until you go within. And you don't have to specifically go to an intuitive reader, a psychic, a spiritual advisor, but going within to where you're going through your childhood trauma, going through experiences that may have caused you any type of trauma, any type of traumatic experiences, learning how you reacted learning why you reacted as a result of certain experiences. You may feel terrified when someone yells at you, because when you were a child, you were yelled at habitually, and it affected you as an adult. So going back to your childhood, going back to any experiences that you've had that causes you any type of anxiety, that causes you any type of depression, that causes you to feel any kind of way that is not happy, joyful, or at peace. That's important. Go ahead, Shay. I see. Were you going to say something? Go ahead. You can chime in.
Because like I said, I specialize in inner child work, so it is that. And for me, one of the biggest things I had to learn was speaking up for myself. And I realized, I've told people, like I said, I'm very transparent about my journey, but I was taught by my father I was not enough, and I was taught by my mother I was too much. So finding that balance between, am I actually setting a boundary, or am I being clingy? Am I being too emotional? So it's so vital to just take those, like I said, taking that time with yourself, peeling back those layers of that onion, because, even then when you get to the core, it's still those things that have stuck with you at your core. Like I said, with the DNA level healing, there's certain things that have been passed on to us that we are working to heal in this lifetime. So yeah, connecting it back to childhood, because all of these patterns tend to reflect that anyway. It's what will really help you be able to move forward, and shadow work is something that is ongoing. So even when we face things from our childhood, don't be hard on yourself about if it feels like it's taking forever for you to finally always speak up for yourself, or always be able to let your guard down with people. It takes time. So be gentle. Like, inner child work is reparenting yourself. So if you are a parent, or if you're not, because I'm not yet, but it's like interacting with the child, and having physical children, it shows you how you should be treating yourself when you're coming up against some of those same triggers.
Yes, I love that. Absolutely. So to anyone who is watching, if you have any questions that you would like to ask to Shay or myself, please put the questions in the comments so we can address your questions. We don't want to we don't want to leave and you didn't get an opportunity to ask your questions. The time is now. Okay, so Ché, I did notice you use playing cards as as a tool. And one thing you said very important earlier that I want to come back to is that you can do readings with or without tools. And so that's how you know a reader is authentic, because the cards we use are literally tools for our clients. They are not primarily for us to read to you. The cards are literally giving you confirmation to what we're receiving, the messages from spirit and from source. So Ché, just talk about you. How did you know that you were able to give readings without the cards? And then we'll go to the playing deck card and go through there as well.
Okay. So I knew, like I said, not just like from looking back and seeing with my friends, I was able to connect things that way. But if you sit, because the cards, they are also tools they get us there faster. That's really all it
Right.
is. Kind of like starting a fire in nature and just flicking a lighter. It's really just like that. But with working with people, and as as we speak, you get a better feel for my energy. It strengthens. You're able to tap in a little bit more, because we are supposed to have boundaries. We should not be seeing everything on everybody all the time. But as you take your time and you're communicating with someone, and if they're talking to you about a situation, even if they don't tell you every single detail, where the common mind can say like, oh, okay, well, he ate your food because you left it in the refrigerator and that's what made you mad. You're able to see it from a deeper level. Like maybe he's greedy because he didn't eat a lot of food. When you're able to connect it in that way, when you're connecting deeper with the energy. So that's what I'll say. I learned it. I realized that when I was able to connect with people on that level, where it was like, oh, so this is a gift. And that's when I was even able to see like, okay, so I was reading people and I didn't realize that's what I was doing. So yeah, that's really where I realized that.
Okay, awesome. And so I'm saying playing deck cards because we're mainstream here. If you can just talk a little bit about those types of cards and how you use them to give readings.
Okay, so I use Oracle, I use Tarot, and I do use these. I am learning shells, and I do want to learn bones and dice.
Yeah.
Having multiple divination tools under your belt is good because you can connect to different spirits. I prefer cartomancy because we come from ancestors who are not as familiar with tarot. So if you go back further, playing cards is like that's one of the oldest forms of divination, aside from bones and aside from shells and stuff like that, like cowrie shells too, not just seashells.
Yeah.
So cartomancy I love because it's like very straight and to the point. It's not as much wiggle room and fluidity as tarot. I feel like tarot gives you a little more detail, but this is also, like I said, something I love to connect with the ancestors through, because it's something that they're more familiar with. Newer ancestors, like my grandmother, she does like Afrocentric tarot decks. There's one specific, the Hoodoo tarot deck. She does resonate with that. But like for my older ancestors, I have an aunt who was really popular, and she was a dancer, like a flapper kind of dancer. In the 1920s, she loves playing cards, but she also loves the African Goddess Rising deck because she was like she was an empress essentially.
Yeah.
So cartomancy, I love it. This is something that I've been doing for months now. I have not gotten to a year yet, but it's a learning curve. If you start with tarot, it's definitely a learning curve because you can see it's not the imagery that we're used to.
Right.
And the meanings are a bit different, but I love them too because the way you can connect with spirit and your ancestors at the same time, it's a different kind of feel, but I love all divination tools. Playing cards is just where I've been connected to the most lately.
That's so awesome. I haven't learned how to use them just yet, but that is definitely on my to-do list. Okay.
Listen, I can connect you with my mentor who taught me. He teaches it in it's so easy. Like it's so, and actually he, shameless plug just a little bit, but he actually created his own cartomancy deck, and he has his own book, and he will be teaching playing cards. The academy is starting really soon. I believe it's starting in May, but he is such a good teacher. He makes it so easy to learn it. And with the other students in the class, you know, if you want to connect with other people, y'all are able to do practice with
Yes.
each other and
Yes.
become more fluid. But he is so down to earth, like
Oh,
so
that's so
down to earth. And this is
awesome.
the
Yes.
tradition that he was raised in. So
Oh, I would love that connection. Thank you, Queen.
no problem.
All right, so we have a question from our Facebook user. She said, besides Ancestors and Divine, are there any spiritual books that taught you a lot about spirituality, etc.?
Ooh, okay. Finding Soul on the Path to Orisha. Now I know I'm not
Ooh.
initiated in nothing, y'all. I'm just a hoodoo and I do a
Me
lot of
too.
spiritual things, but reading that book changed my life a whole lot. It really showed me a lot of how spirit is in everything and just how much spirit is in me. And when I'm connecting to nature, when I'm connecting with my breath, how powerful it is. You do not have to, like I said, I'm not initiated in anything. So you do not have to be in that to be able to connect on a deeper level with understanding yourself and spiritually. I read a lot of regular books that were about just healing from trauma beforehand, but outside of that, connecting with myself spiritually, it's been a very hands-on journey with me, spirit, and my ancestors. So I've learned a lot from that. And then, like I said, that book is just something that I like to read. I think it's something that everyone should have, honestly, especially if you're a Black person and you're on a spiritual journey. I like to read it, and I think it's something that you can read over and over and over and learn something new every time.
I think that's so awesome. I'm just looking the book up now so I can put it in the comments so that individuals can go ahead and get that book. Another book that I feel is also good. It is. I have it on my altar. I can't see it. 1 minute. Let me find it for you. It's by Queen Afua.
Oh, is it The Sacred Woman?
Yes, The Sacred Woman by
That's
Queen
a good one
Afua.
as well.
That
That oh sorry, like it's the
you
title
good?
of the
Go
book,
ahead,
so y'all
Queen.
excuse my language, but it's called Pussy Prayers. That's
Yes.
also a really good book of helping you getting comfortable, especially because, you know, like Asia said, we deal with we don't have to live in shame anymore. Not only transmuting shame into acceptance, but acceptance into power. And I believe that Pussy Prayers is a really good book to destigmatize us, especially those of us who were raised Christian. And
Yes.
shame is something that's put on us a whole lot when it comes to our bodies, when it comes to freedom, our sexuality. So thank you for mentioning that, because that's also another book I love.
Yes, that's a great book. So it's so many amazing books that you can find online. I'm having a problem putting the link in here. So you know what? I'm going to just type it out. Unfortunately, Facebook is not letting me put it on there. So it's Finding Soul on Path of Orishas, right?
Yep.
All right. And so just so you all know, a lot of people feel that you have to be initiated, especially people who are very traditional. You have to be initiated in order to practice, be a practitioner. I don't have that belief, honestly. I've been on my journey and my path, and I am not initiated either. It's just in this time, in this season right now, I have decided not to be initiated. There are so many different reasons why people choose to be initiated and why they choose not to be initiated. Either way, the main thing is following your purpose. Okay. If you have your ancestors and your spirit team connected directly to you, you're already connected. My opinion, okay, disclaimer, my opinion, you don't necessarily need someone to tell you how you should live your path, because all of our paths and our journeys are different. Now, there are some people who are initiated, and that is their path. Each and every one of our paths and our journeys are different. Like Ché said, you have to be kind to yourself. You have to be patient to yourself. And if something resonates in your spirit, if it just feels right, that's what you go for and you do. When you're learning about your spiritual journey and you're learning how to grow, connect with other people who are more knowledgeable in a certain area. Find a mentor. It is very, very important to find a mentor. You cannot do this on your own. If people aren't initiated, most people have mentors. I have several mentors. I know Shay, she just said she has a mentor as well. So you have to find someone that you can sit under and learn from, whether you decide to be initiated or not. Okay, so Facebook user said, Shay, I wholeheartedly believe that. It's about individual journey and spirit got us, period. Yes, that's right.
And I love that you mentioned that too, though, about what is your specific journey, because even if we do find ourselves connected to, whether it's Palo, Santeria, Ifa, there is a certain level of connection that you should have. You should be rooted in your ancestors before you decide to move in any other direction, whether or not it's calling you. Because if you hop into that tradition and you don't, our ancestors are our first line of defense.
Yes.
So if you don't even have that established and you jumping out into something that's going to illuminate you even more, open you up to different doors, you don't want to have that missing link. And it's beautiful. I love that you said too about our individual journeys, because I'm not gonna lie to y'all. We love our ancestors. We reverence them. We love them a whole lot. But even they cannot tell you what to do on your journey. You are the one at the end of the day who has free will, because our ancestors, they got multiple opinions. You'll have your auntie Patty on one side saying, yeah, I love him, you should date him. You'll have your granny saying, absolutely not, I don't like him. And then you got your uncle saying, if I was still there, I would have probably shot at him. And then you got your daddy that's probably saying, like, but I do like him. I think he can change. He reminds me of me. There's so many things that they can tell us.
That is the truth.
we love them, but it's like we have our own individual journeys. And I just say that to show us too, if our ancestors don't even have control over our path and what we gonna do, don't let anybody else out in this world tell you about what should resonate for you, what is right for you, what feels right to you. I just highly recommend taking your time, because your ancestors will show you what is meant for you. I've had deities that have worked side by side with my ancestors. And again, I'm not initiated because I'm patient. And also I haven't decided, is that the journey for me? Is that for me? And I keep coming back to it, but what is truly meant for you, what's supposed to be on your path, even if it's placed on it 7 steps down the line, it will be for you. You'll be there.
Yes. I love that. And I also work with Orishas as well. I have several of the Orishas that I work with that I'm so honored that I've been chosen to work with them, because everyone cannot work with Orishas. Okay. Let me tell y'all something. If you are on a spiritual journey and you're just beginning, please do not go out there and start working with Orishas if you do not have a connection with your ancestors. Not to mention, you can fuck your life up working with Orishas if you don't know what you're doing. You got to know how to protect yourself.
Because listen, them ancestors, they a little more lenient. Like, it's okay. We a little hungry, but you missed Sunday. You ain't feed us. That Orisha, I will knock all this down. Like, that's how they are. So take your time. Like, even with the ancestors, you'll be able to get more of that grace than you would with the whole deity. It's different when you feeding the deity. It's not like, oh, well, you made chicken and I'll ask for pork, so it's cool because you still made it. No, the deity is just like, that's not what I asked for.
Nope, not accepting it.
Yeah, like, there's a lot more restrictions, and it's because they have a whole lot more energy. They have a whole lot more freedom, a whole lot more, I will say, pull, because they are deities. So if they're higher energies, they holding you to a higher standard.
Yes. And you have to know what to give as offerings to them as well. You can't just give them anything. So if you're working with Oya and you giving her something she doesn't like, whatever you're working on may not come through.
See, that's what I said. The ancestors is like, listen, I asked for greens with pork, but all you can make was chicken. I'll accept it because you made it with love. That Orisha is like, I told you to give me some, I told you to give me some bananas, not plantains.
Right.
Here.
Right. Okay. So the Facebook user said, I'm looking for a mentor. Yes. And he or she is laughing. Whoever you are, if you can just tell me your name, because it's just coming up as Facebook user. I don't know specifically who you are. If you're looking for a mentor, Shay is a phenomenal mentor. I'm also a mentor as well. Whoever you resonate with, you can reach out to either one of us. Let me put Shay's information up here. She is on Facebook and Instagram at Ché Diyvn. You can definitely find her there. You can also go to her website and look at the services. The services. Oh, yo, the services she has on her website. I haven't seen it anywhere before. This is the first time, especially the way you have everything lined up with the ancestor readings. And I'm thinking I'm gonna have to come and get me one myself.
Listen, that is what I love to do. So, because I get to see all the shades of you, because we made in a lot of their energy. So,
yes,
I'm always open to doing that. The mentorship, I have not formally opened it yet, but that is something I actually have like lurking in the background.
Okay.
So if you would like to, if anyone resonates with me and would like to consider mentorship under me, I am doing a women's retreat later this month. So it's going to be like a lot of work going. I got to travel to Virginia Beach out there. And I'll be working with other women who are healers who do different things. I'm the medium. There's herbalist. There's a twerk fit chick. Like there's a lot with that. And I actually want to send that over your way, Asia. I've been posting about it, but I haven't been able to personally connect with people about that.
For sure.
But if you would like to connect with me, shoot me a DM on Instagram, or if Facebook is easier for you. I will make it a point to check my messages. I usually, if I don't have the DMs open on Instagram, it may not be. Just shoot me a message on Facebook, or even putting in the contact me on my website. But I will get back to you and let you know how I plan to open that up. Because like I said, I'm planning on doing it soon. It's just with so much going on, I don't want to take nobody under, and then I can't really commit to them.
Yes, absolutely. So tell us, what's the date and time of the retreat and the location? Is it virtual? Is it in person? So that way, people can reach out to you.
So the tour is in person. It is in Virginia Beach. It's at a luxury hotel. I cannot remember it. I believe the name is the Marriott, but don't hold me to it. It's specifically for Black women. So it's for us to heal, but also to heal in luxury, because we deserve softness. We deserve to rest. We deserve to softness is just the biggest thing, because we always got to be strong. But I feel like it is beautiful that we can get this healing in a way that we're pampered along the way. Because healing already hurts. Let's just be able to be soft and be able to relax and all of that. Enjoy the beachfront hotel while we do it. It is on the 21st. It begins then. If you click my Instagram on my link tree, I do have it. It's called the 2222 Tour. That is where all of the information is. I believe we are still doing a special, because I'm just the guide. I am not the one who actually orchestrated the tour. Her name is Kaylin Mattis. And like I said, there are 11 other healers on this tour. So they do a lot of other things as someone who specifically works with shadow work. Like I said, I'm your resident medium. So I will be teaching people how to set up their own ancestral altars, how to form stronger connections with them. There are women who show you how to create energy and flow through your body, like the twerk fit chick. Like I said, she'll be teaching that. The herbalist, she's going to help people pair herbs together to heal their body and what they're intuitively led to. There's even a woman who's going to help y'all create chairs. It depends on the workshop you do, but you're going to create chairs, and it's actually a part of a fundraiser that we are doing for children out in Cameroon. So they'll have chairs for school. We're raising money also for them to go to school. It's about 1,000 kids, I believe. It's either 100 or 1,000. I cannot remember. I'm sorry, y'all. My memory is like all over, but we are sponsoring children to go to school for a year out in Cameroon, and we'll be creating chairs in her workshop to do that as well. I don't know if y'all have heard of Tony Jones, the affirmation queen. She will be performing there. Jim and Nell will also be performing there. So it's a 3-day retreat. If you are not able to make it out, because I know it's short notice since it already is April, it is a virtual link for y'all to watch it free. And then it'll be a moon releasing ceremony. It's a whole lot of goodies. And like I said, even the food. We're going to be in Virginia, so we're going to have local crab. We're going to have, it's a whole lot of luxury. It's a whole lot of healing and a whole lot of sisterhood. So like I said, the link is in my Instagram link tree, and it's called the 2222 Tour. If you are deciding to purchase a ticket, because you can do it just for the ceremony, you can do it for the entire retreat, or like I said, you can just do it virtually. It is like invite only. So if you do decide to purchase a ticket, you would just put Shay as the one who referred you. So you can just go ahead and purchase. But if anybody resonates with you, Listen, I would love to have y'all. This is something that we do plan on continuing to do, but this year it's
That is
gonna be nice.
awesome. That sounds so dope. I definitely have to connect with you after this for that event for sure. Ah, you are doing so phenomenal, Queen. I am so proud of you. You have grown and flourished since the first time we met, and you are chosen to bring so much healing to so many people. You are doing the great work that Divine has sent you to do. And I just want to send so much love, so much peace, so much blessings to you. Before I go, I just want to say, okay, so let me look at the comments. Okay, so the Facebook user is Tony. That's my sis, y'all. She said, you already my mentor, low key. Yes. She said, but we are sisters. Oh, wow. She said the retreat sounds nice. So we have some phenomenal listeners. Thank you so much to all of my viewers and listeners. You all are amazing. I cannot do this without you. You are the reason I come back every week, because I'm going to be real, y'all. I'll be feeling like doing no podcast all the time. I don't, but I do it because I know that it's helping people. People are growing, people are learning, and it's very important for us to give back to our community. And that's the reason I do this. So if you are interested in booking a reading or any type of session with Ché, go to her website. It's www.ched like David IVYN.com. Our Facebook user Tony, she said, love you, queens, two powerful queens. We love you too, queen.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you
We
for
love you
joining
right
in.
back.
All right, Ché, so I'm going to pull you down from the stream. Thank you so much for being here. You are so phenomenal.
Thank you for having me. I'm honored. This was a pleasure.
Absolutely, queen. All right, y'all. What a phenomenal episode on how to find out your purpose. This was dope. I'm so excited. I just got amped up just listening to everything that Ché was saying and her journey. She is doing some phenomenal work. Y'all really need to go check her website out. I'm for real. Like, she got some great services on there. And so I have a special edition that's going to be aired on Sunday night. Sunday is April 10th, 2022 at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And that show is going to teach you about podcasting. Yes, we're going to give you guys some tips and how to start your own podcast, how to, just go with different platforms to get yourself started. The first thing I want to say is that when you're on other people's shows, you're not creating a lane for yourself. You're creating lanes for other people. But when you have your own show where people can just get access to what you're doing, literally, you're creating an avenue for yourself. The reason I'm doing so well in my career is because of my podcast. Honestly, I get emails all the time from random people about what I'm doing in my podcast. I get phone calls. I get interviews because someone stumbled upon my podcast or someone shared it. So it's very important that you create a lane for yourself. I also want to announce that the retreat that I'm doing on April 16th is almost less than a week and a half away, y'all. Get your tickets while you can, because they are going soon, and we are working on inner child healing, and we're going to be using quantum Reiki healing. We're going to be using some dance therapy. We're going to be using a whole lot of different things that some people may not be experienced with, but it's going to bring so much healing. It's going to bring so much peace, and it's going to bring so much love. And before I forget, the TV show, Influence Me TV show, y'all have been showing out for me, okay? I am now number one in my group. It was 32 people in my group, but it was thousands of people globally in this competition. And because of each and every one of you submitting votes, sharing the information, I am now number one in my group in the 4th round, y'all. The semifinals start on Monday. Because the semifinals start on Monday, now is getting down to the wire on who they're going to decide to be on this TV show. So if you can, please continue to share as much as you can. Even if you don't have funds to donate for mental health awareness for the competition, it is absolutely okay. I appreciate every single vote. There are free votes. Scroll to the bottom, y'all. Scroll to the bottom and you will see the free votes. So again, to all of my audio listeners, to all of my viewers here on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, like and subscribe to my YouTube channel so that way you can get the notifications from when I'm bringing out these different podcasts or anything that I'm posting, so that way you don't miss anything. I love you all. I'm sending so much peace and blessings to each and every one of you. May you all have a great night.
Thank you for listening to the Survivor Not by Chance podcast. We hope you enjoyed the show. Thank you to today's guest. We are survivors not by chance. We survive because we fought to survive. Peace and blessings to you all.